All right, guys, in this episode here, this is episode 31. We're moving right along. Plumbers are almost, they're probably 75% done. We have a couple of tubs that needs to be put in. I'm still coordinating with the homeowner to make sure that they can pick out some tubs. As you see on one of the tubs, the faucet, they roughened the faucet in on the wrong side. See, these are things that you gotta make sure you go out there and check these guys and always do Q&A, because I just think they got mixed up. If you look at the plans, you can see exactly what needs to happen. But also I'm making sure that they're not finished yet, so you got to give them a little time to finish. But I'm looking at the little plates that they put on to make sure nails don't go through. Their plumbing fixtures, or their pipes. I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at how they are drilling through some of the frame and some of the structural members, like the flooring joists. I'm looking at how they run their lines, because ultimately in a portion of the basement we're going to have to fire rate that, which means you got to use 5/8 inch sheetrock. So we're going to have to fur around a lot of that stuff. A lot of his pipes. I didn't really want them up in the, on the main level, the ceiling of the basement. I didn't want them gouging through a lot of the floor members on that level. I'd rather them go up under the joist. So ultimately, the workmanship looks good, man. These guys are nice and clean, in my opinion. I'm meeting the HVAC guy out there, kind of getting a game plan at what we need to do on his side. You want to get your plumbers out there first. Get him out there before that electrician show up. Electrician gonna show up next week. We got a little time. We still don't have our windows in yet, guys. Once again, windows is something that you guys need to order as soon as you start digging footings. That way the process will keep going. In our case, I think we kind of got delayed because I couldn't get a good, clear decision on what type of windows the homeowners wanted to use. This also makes it really, really tough on custom jobs. Just trying to get the information from the homeowners. I know they get frustrated because I need information now. But here's the thing, guys. If you don't get this house done, they're not going to remember. They're not going to think that because it took them. They couldn't get the decision to you in a good amount of time so you can make things happen. They're not going to see that on the back end. They're going to just say you're holding them up. And not only that, man, the homeowners got to pay interest on the money that they pull from the bank. So, you can become the bad guy really, really quick, builders. I mean, and this is just one thing that you got to be very diplomatic at how you engage with the homeowners to make sure you don't irritate them or get cross. I mean, this is why, custom jobs are so complicated. They very complicated. Once again, guys, like, share, subscribe, and thanks for dropping in. All right, guys, here we go again. It's about 8:30 now. Some HVAC guy showed up, so we're gonna walk it in a minute, see what we need to do, and see what needs to happen. I'm just kind of looking around. I'm finna figure out what my plumbers didn't do, because it don't look like they've been here since the other day I came out here. Look like they might have cleaned up a little bit. I don't like all this mud all over the place, man. That just kind of irritates me. Oh, well, we do got some pipes and stuff going everywhere. Okay, everything's, they almost finished. Well, they trying to make things happen. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad, man. They still drilling holes. They putting they got their a lot of people don't understand what this here is for. These metal plates right here. The plumbers are gonna put it there when they get a certain amount of distance. So you can kind of see right here, guys. They get a certain amount of distance right here. to the exterior wall, you gotta have these plates here. Now these guys just put on both sides, but you gotta have these plates here so that if these guys drive a nail, putting on the baseboard, if they drive a nail through these baseboards so they don't hit these pipes. In a lot of cases, them pipes been hit, but once you cover up, you got yourself a problem. So we got that in. So they're starting to put everything in. Okay, so I'm not as irritated as I thought I was, man. So we got these right here. So I guess they did come in here, get a little work done. I got to come in I'm gonna come in and seal up. So this is where we're gonna put the hose bib. So we gotta leave that out. But I'm gonna come here and that's another thing, guys. Make sure you go over with your plumber with a hose bib. So there's these little cracks right here. I'm gonna come in and fill those little things up. I like for the house to be really tight. Now you're gonna have cracks up here because you don't want those boards up there on the roof touching each other. Because you got to leave some expansion, some places for expansion. Okay, well, all right, guys, it's not bad. All right, so these guys are actually doing their thing. Okay. I like to see the hot and cold things too, guys. I like to see. They used to be the same color. You didn't really know. So we got this right here. I got with them on the right height that we need this. They ought to have me done. So we get with the homeowner. The plans didn't tell me what side the shower head be on. So guys, and when you're building your houses, or when you're dealing with when you guys are dealing with it's got a drain right there, that thing. Yeah. When you're dealing with your when you're talking to your homeowners and your plan designer, make sure they go ahead and put that stuff in there. Make sure they get all that information in. Okay, what side? All those things make a big difference. What side what side they're gonna be on. So you don't want to be guessing about stuff like that, because I promise you guys, if you got to guess about it, it's gonna be you're gonna guess wrong. See, we need one of them plates right here. We need one up there. Just like we got one right up here. But we need one on the other side. And the reason you're gonna need one on the other side, guys, is because, when you put your crown molding up, Now we're probably not gonna do any crown up here, but but even still, sheetrock nails. These guys are gonna figure out a way to hit. These guys are gonna figure out a way to hit stuff. It's just my luck that so that's why I had to go back, man. I gotta check. All right, so now we got a situation right here. We probably need a plate. Well, we ain't gonna have no, there won't be a crown molding up here, but sheetrock, man, when you put your sheetrock up, you're gonna hit that pipe. Yeah, you're gonna hit that. These are things that, yeah, you're gonna hit that. I guarantee you that sheetrock guy's not gonna pay attention to that. He's gonna hit that part right there. So we got that there. Typically you don't do crown up in places like this, but you want to do a plate there too, and a plate. I'll put them up here at the top. So these are things, guys, when I'm sure they're gonna do it. They're not finished yet, but these are some of the things that you guys want to make sure get done. Now I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna pick up the trash. They kind of clean up their stuff. I meet the electrician out here tomorrow, so he can kind of do his thing. But now we're missing tubs, man. I got to get these tubs in. That's another thing, man. I sent out to the homeowner and said, hey, man, we get you some tubs over here. I hadn't heard anything from him yet, so I wanted to have them in today. This is another thing, man. These are the other things that make it kind of complicated when you're doing custom jobs. Just trying to. That's a left-hand tub right there. If the stuff comes on the left, it's a left-hand tub. This is what kind of makes it really tough. So I got left hand there. I should have two left hands. Some ain't right here. So this is a left hand, and this is a left hand. One of these tubs in the wrong spot, based on the plans. And I got to figure out which. Well, you know something. Based on the plans, one of these tubs in the wrong spot. So I got to look and find out which one. So guys, I'm coming right back. Guys, I'm down here in the basement. Guys, I must say that this is a very clean looking job. And I don't know if you can appreciate this right here. As a builder, you know, this is, you know, he's keeping everything in particular places to where we can, you know, like right in this area right here, if there's going to be any finishing of this right here, you could actually fur this area down, maybe, you know, bring it down a little bit, fur that down. Now we're not going to do anything in here, but like right here, guys, you know, he kept it around. You know, we're going to fur this right here down. We'll fur around this right here line, and you know, he may have another line that comes in that grabs something right here, but he was tight. They're tight to the ceiling. You know, you got his water lines ran up inside of the joist, man, where it's not going to be a headache when my guys come in there. Now we're going to come in and we're going to fur all this right here around. Now there's going to be some HVAC stuff in here too, but you know, this is going to be good. This is going to be a whole lot easier. Now the HVAC guy, you know, we'll see what he does. If he can kind of hang along these right here, this path that these guys are using, you know, won't be a lot of furring down. So we got enough lumber. You know, well, I got to get some lumber, so we get that lumber and we'll fur this stuff down in this area right here. But guys, you know, man, I don't have an issue with this right here. Now, I mean, I'm starting to have a little different respect for these guys, man. These guys are doing what they're supposed to do. Let's push that pipe in there. I'm gonna get here. I'm gonna clean up a little bit while I'm here. Let me get some more trash bags, man. I'm just gonna pick up the paper. Any stuff like the hoses and things like that, I won't mess with that stuff. All right, guys. This is something else you want to think about. I got a YouTube channel, man, so I've been kind of doing this YouTube. So in this case right here, now I seen in one case that the plumber, he did a joint here and then he go out. But if you can cut down on the number of joints, you can cut down on the number of places where you can have leaks. So with this little contraption right here, this got rid of the joint of them having to do that. So this is a good thing that you want to try to keep in mind. I mean, it looks good. When the drywall guys come in and do their thing, they can do what they got to do. Guys, if you like this kind of information, you guys can come over and hit the join button. I think you got to be on a laptop computer or a desktop computer in order to do it. If you got an iPhone, that button's not going to show up to join. So if you guys want to join, and you really want to see a house being built from day one all the way up until where we're at now, all the way eventually until we end this process, hit that join button. Costs you $3 a month, and you guys are getting some of the, I mean, you getting the real deal. You're getting a builder actually going through and telling you guys what you're really going to see out here in this world of construction, especially when you're doing a custom job. Once again, guys, like, share, subscribe, comment. You know, hit the comment button and make a comment, because you know your comments lead to more content that I can create. Thanks again, guys.